Okay, hi guys. So this is basically a video tutorial how to get started with Phantasy Star Online 2. So the first part here will focus on how to get it, and then I will actually describe a little bit how you will actually get into the game and use certain menus, since everything will be in Japanese. Okay. So first get started, how will you get Phantasy Star Online 2? There's a couple steps, and for each step I will link a video tutorial in the description below, so be sure to check that out, it's really important. Okay, so the first step, how to get Phantasy Star Online 2 is create a Japanese PlayStation Network account. Now, how do you do that? It's pretty simple. Like I said, click the tutorial below, it's done by a different person than me, and they did a pretty good job, so props to them. Now, basically, you know, all the menu while creating the Japanese account will be in Japanese, but it will be totally the same than the one in your own language. So you only basically have to replace the questions, the Japanese language, with your own language, you know. So look it up and fill out the form, create the Japanese account, and then you're good to go. So once you have the account, go to the Japanese account and go to the PlayStation shop. Okay, from there you click the 7th option above PlayStation Plus. Okay, then you will get more options. Then you click the 6th option above PlayStation Indie Games. Okay, then you will get to the genre where you can download free PlayStation 4 games, and there you will find Phantasy Star Online 2. Right now it's the 2nd option, but you can just see the image, you know, click it, download it, and yeah, the game is kinda huge, so it's about 42 GB, might take you a while, but you will get there. Okay, now that's the first step. So first step, so you basically have a Japanese PlayStation Network account, and you downloaded the game, or you're downloading the game. Now, the second thing that you need to do in order to play Phantasy Star Online is you need to create a Sega ID. Now, I will also, or another person already did a tutorial for this, so just follow this tutorial, and it will be relatively simple. Okay. I will just tell you a little bit about this because it's a little tricky. Okay, so you click the link below, follow the tutorial, and yeah, the first thing that you will do is you will enter an email address, and I have to mention here not all emails are working, so just make sure you get an email that is working. Then click the email that you will receive and click the link, and then you will get to the form which you need to fill out to get the Sega ID. Now, in the start, I think the first form is about choosing your Sega ID, you know, the name of your Sega ID, like a name and a password, and be sure to check if the name that you choose is already taken or not. That's really important for the next step. So you basically, you know, scroll down the form, and then you will see a security question which is in Japanese and also requires to write in Japanese. Okay, so make sure after you check that your name is available, that you can read the security question somewhat clearly, because it has a morphing effect. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out what the sign actually looks like with the morphing effect. So make sure it's clearly you can clearly see how the sign looks after you choose your nickname, because if you choose the nickname and it might actually refresh the page, which also refreshes the security question. You know, just make sure that those steps are actually, you know, done. So then, if you see the security question is not clearly visible for you, just reload the site until you find something and type in your name again. You know, your desired Sega ID name. And then if you finally have a security question that is kinda easy seeable for you, then you need to go to the next step, which is, I will also post a link for a Japanese keyboard emulator. It's basically a site, you know, you can just use the keyboard normally, but then like if you type W, it will type the Japanese sign, you know. So, and it will also show up on the screen in your browser how the sign looks, you know. So basically now you compare those two sites, the form and the Japanese keyboard emulator, and you look for the signs that are asked in the security question on the keyboard emulator. So you go one by one, you know, have the first sign, look at the keyboard, type it, type W if it's the sign, you know, then you have the first sign, look back to the form, look for the second letter, and so on, until you have the complete phrase, which is maybe like 4 or 5 letters in the keyboard emulator. You know, you typed all of them, then you copy this whole phrase. Now it will be in Japanese, you know. Paste it into the form, fill out the complete form with the help of the tutorial. It's really simple, it's not that hard. And then progress with the form. You know, you just do this, progress the form, and then if you're finally done, you have your Sega ID and your password. That's not that bad. It can be a little bit frustrating at some point. Just try to use the tutorial as best as you can to make sure all the steps are correct, okay? Now, okay, so we're good to go. So I give you a short overlook for the first, if you start Phantasy Star on the first time. Now, I don't really remember 100% what happens, but I just assume it's like this, what I will tell you. Okay, now let's see. Basically press start button. That's the easiest part now. And then eventually you will come to this screen. You just, okay, the first thing I have to tell you that is really important. Remember, O and X are actually mixed up here. So O is accept and X is cancel. So for all, you know, all the menus, press O to proceed and press X to go back. So I'm pressing O. And really soonish, I'm not sure when, you will be asked now for your Sega ID and the password that you chose, you know. So type your Sega ID in and the password and then accept. Not sure when it will come up, you know, cannot tell you really right now. Then proceed, then pick the first one. Everything else is not that important. Press O. Then you choose a ship. Now, really important, choose the second ship. The second ship, so the ship are basically like the servers. Choose the second ship, and the second ship has the most English players. Therefore, go to the second ship. Okay, press O again instead of X. Just remember that it's really important. Now, at a certain point, there will be another question for an ID. There will be a form where you can, you know, type something in, and that is basically you can choose your own ID in the game, how other players can find you. You know, you can make a name or a nickname, or it's not the nick. There's like 2 nicknames in Phantasy Star Online. There's one nickname that is shown for all people in the lobbies, and the second ID is more like for friends, and yeah. But, you know, when you will get asked for the second thing, just type in something that you feel is kinda good, you know, like a nickname or just letters, what you like anyway. So now here at this screen, the first thing would be create a character. The second thing would be options. This is already important because you might actually want to change something, because the music and the sound effects are really loud. So if you go to the second thing, that's options, and then go for the first thing, that's general options, and then go for the third thing and click this one here. Then you have your game sound, you know, sound effects, voice volume, and in-game video volume. You know, you can change those. Once you changed it, press X, click those button below, which is like save and leave, and then you're done. It's really important already if you want to change it, especially if you want to stream the game. You might want to, you know, lower the volume, because otherwise the volume is really high and your voice is kind of, you know, too low. Anyway, so the next thing is character creation. Click this, click O. I will just create a new character here. Oh, let's see. So you press O. Then you will get to a new little cutscene here. I will just skip that, you can watch it yourself. It's 2 cutscenes actually, you can skip them with X. Now here you're in the character creation. These are basically the races that you can choose from. Pretty self-explanatory. Human, male guys, female human guys, phone human, I think. Phone human male, phone human female, android male, android female. I don't know that class actually, to be honest. It's a new class in Phantasy Star Online 2. New class in Phantasy Star Online 2, female. Okay, basically you choose the class that you want to go for. Let's see. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much, but let's just choose male human. So now the next thing is the class selection: hunter, ranger, force, something like a ranger but a little different, something like a fighter but a little different, and a summoner. You can basically summon animals, stuff that actually buff and attack the enemies. I'm not too familiar with the last three classes, but I know the first three classes pretty well from Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2. Phantasy Star Online 1 to episode Blue Burst, I meant, you know. Anyway, so, you know, you pick a class that you would like to play. Let's just go for Ranger here. Oh. Let's go for Ranger here, yeah. Now then you have the option of 10 presets. You can just pick one, you know, just to give you a little easier start with character creation. They look pretty strange actually, most of them. This one looks okay-ish, just pick it now. The next thing is the character customization. And yeah, you can just look for it yourself, you know, through it yourself, you know, just see for it. Just like heads, you know, just try it yourself. It's not that hard, you know, just press the necessary thing and then you will find actually out what it is. That's just really one thing that I should mention here. Just have to look it up myself. At a certain underpoint here, you will be able to randomize a character. Yeah, after this underpoint, you know, this is the voice. After the voices, you will get to this point and it asks you something. Do you want to create a random character? Hi, yes, yeah, no. So yes is on the left side, no is on the right side. And if you spend already maybe 15 or 30 minutes to create a character, and you definitely know you don't want to randomize a character, because it basically will delete your character and create a new character, like a new visual style for your character that is totally randomized. So be aware, don't click yes there. It's after the voices, so just remember that, you know. And the other stuff is not that important, you can just figure it out yourself, and some stuff is even, yeah, I don't even know what it means. Just click accept and then go to the ship, you know. So I will not create this character now, because I'm not sure how many character slots are actually free, and maybe you need to pay for it, and I could not delete my character. By the way, the whole game is free, you don't need to pay anything, you know. But I'm not sure how many character slots you can have for free. Anyway, we will cancel this one. And go back to my main character here. So once you create the character, yeah, you select him, and then you will be brought to the lobby. And now I can tell you a little bit about the in-game stuff. Okay, the first thing that's actually worth to mention is that you can actually plug in your keyboard, if you have one, a USB keyboard, just in your PS4, and it will work. Really important. So you start here at, normally you would start with a little tutorial and upstairs at the principal, but I'm already a little bit into the game, so that will not happen, but it will be pretty self-explanatory. You can just get out of the principal's room and then come into the lobby here. Anyway, so how do we start from there? Let me just think. There's a couple stuff. Now, let's just look at the menu here first. If you press options, you will get to the menu. Now, I don't know all the options, but I know the most important stuff, so I'm just gonna share that with you. Like, if you're already a little bit familiar with Phantasy Star Online, then you will know that you can actually have a Mac, which is really important in Phantasy Star Online. And the first thing is items, the second thing is customize, the third thing is Mac, and then there's new stuff that I don't know what it means actually. So items, you can look at all your items, these are ranger weapons, you can see the attack value, and this actually has 16 fire, the other one maybe has 17 wind. And triple whatever, maybe it's triple buff that will be applied to the weapon. Anyway, these are all items, this is just weapons, this is units that you can attach to you that actually give you more power, more HP, something like that, Just want to look for the little icon here. This one is blue, that means it's for ranger, this one is for force, and this one is red, which means that it is for hunters like me, so you should focus on those. And this one is already pretty good. Not sure I can already use that, but I think I already equipped it. Anyway, next thing is armor. You can see it here. Third tab are the items. Now, if you're already familiar with PSO, you might already know this is a monomate, a small healing item, a demate, bigger healing item, and a trimate, biggest healing item. Or semi-biggest healing, normal biggest healing. There, I think, star atomizers which heal total, but anyway, not important now. I think this one is either an antidote, I'm not sure, I cannot tell right now, Third things, next tab is the discs that actually can learn new techniques and new abilities. This is like a spell you can see here, I think it's or a sond or ice. And this is actually a disc for a sword user, so I'm just gonna use it, just click it. And then you can accept it, and then you will learn something new. This one is actually furniture. Yes, you can have your own room, and you can have furniture in your room. Pretty ridiculous. Next thing, I don't know, to be honest. Third thing, last thing, is actually all the additional items. Like this one is a moon atomizer. You can revive a player if he dies. This one is a teleport. It means that you can teleport back up to the ship if you're fighting in a dungeon and maybe need like healing items, Okay. So these are the basics for the items here. Now, the second thing is customization, I think. Where was I? In a second. Yeah. If you click that, you see here, but I will come to that later, it's actually not that important right now. And really important, the third thing is the Mac. You can see I already have a Mac. I actually read or heard that you will get a Mac with a certain quest. I just had it. Anyway, it's pretty simple. You can feed the Mac with the first option here. And now, I'm just telling you, you should also maybe have a look at a video that I don't know, maybe I will need to create another video. I'm not now just telling you what the stats are for the mech. So the first stat is striking, it means attack, melee attack. The second stat is, I have level 1 here, as you can see. The second level is level 0. The second stat here, I have level 0. Getting confused right now. And it actually means range. So first is striking, second is ranged for rangers. Third one is technique, power for forces, technique users. Fourth one is dexterity. It's basically a stat that will determine how strong your basic attacks will be. So let's say if your basic attacks have a value between 100 and 150, the more dexterity you have, the more likely it will get that you will be more to 150, you know. Okay, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth ability of the mech is called striking defense, so basically defense versus melee weapons. The sixth is range defense, yeah, defense versus projectiles and stuff like this. And the seventh finally is technique defense, basically defense versus magic. Okay, so these are all the options for the... Now you can feed him items, and I would say that you just feed him monomates, because like if you're a hunter from, you know, just check it out, you will see the red bar means what he gets. And I actually made a mistake and gave him like a force weapon in the beginning because I thought I wouldn't need it, but of course you would then only improve on technique, which is not the best for me. By the way, maybe we have actually something else. Maybe we have some bad weapons that we wouldn't use, like this one. Can feed him this weapon. Let's just see. Yeah, he gets a lot of improvement on the first, which is striking. Let's do that now. It's pretty nice. Okay, so I do not really want to feed him. Well, let's just feed him the other weapons as well, like this one, because I already have better versions of this weapon. I just leveled up, and he leveled up to level 3. So he should change his form at level 5, if I'm right, if it's the same with Fantasy Star Online 1. Now, I don't want to feed the other weapons. One is a sword, one is a partisan, and one is a saber combined with a gun, I think, I'm not sure. Let's just check then the monomates. I can feed him also just have monomates. He will increase less, but I will not lose a weapon, you know. Okay, so now he's no more hungry, you can no more feed him. So, okay, remember, click /options or escape on your keyboard, and click the third thing here, which is mech. Okay, now, go back to the menu, then the second option is customize your action palette. So in the game you have 3 different action palettes for 3 different weapons, and you can customize it. This is your normal attack, or this is the weapon that you're using. This is the weapon that you're using. This is your normal attack. This is a stronger attack that you can basically just, you know, select from this menu here. This is defense, and this is, if you press, I think, L2, you will switch to another 3 options that you will have. So I just selected all the other 3 strong attacks that I had here. It's how to customize your options on the weapon palettes. Now, this is for guild cards. Let me just look it up. I think I saw something there. I think I have an option here. But it's confusing, to be honest, right now for me. Did not pay too much attention to this in the video, so I will not describe it. If you want to end the game, just click here and, you know, choose one of these options, I think. I'm not sure what they actually mean, actually, to be honest. But I think choose one of them and you will end the game. Okay. So now, second thing, like I said, you can already, like I already said, that you can use the keyboard. If you don't have a keyboard, you need to use the touchpad. Pressing right on the touchpad, I think it will give you a certain amount of presets of greeting formulas and stuff. I think this one means konnichiwa, which is like hello. If you wanna write yourself, which would make sense, just click here, press O, then you will get, press X, and then you will get to this menu here, where you have a lot of options, okay. Obviously you can write here your own, whatever you wanna do, you know. And you can click upwards if you click S to this little orange palette here, and you have a choice from 3 options here. Now I already entered a guild, and if I wanna speak to the guild only, I select the 3rd option here, which is guild speak, it seems. Not sure what the other 2 are. This seems like, I don't know, like an ear, and this is maybe like for friends, I'm not sure. Anyway, if you just want, I think everyone to hear it, you choose the first one, you know. And I'm also not sure what all these icons do, you know, I have to figure that out myself, but that's the most important stuff. So you can just write something, you know, like, I don't know. Just remember, if I press Z, I will get Y. If I press Y, I will get Z. So some of the letters are actually mixed up, you know, but you will find it out yourself. Not that hard. Now everyone can read that. Look. Okay, so that's the first thing in the lobby here.
Yo.
And the green people here, people with green names are NPCs. And normally the other players just have white or grayish names like them. Now, what's really important about the game that I have to mention here is, go to this guy here. You know, if you come down here, go to this guild here, this counter, and click the middle guy. Now here you have a couple of options. It's really important, I have to mention it. Okay. So you basically could change your class in Phantasy Star Online. You don't have to switch. You don't have to stay always the same class. But switching the class, the first option, would result to be level 1 again. The first thing you could do it, and you can switch back to the normal class. So it's just an option that is available here. Now the more important thing is going to the second option here, which is going to the third option here, which is your skill tree. Now this looks really confusing, and it is really confusing, but it will not be as confusing if you follow the next link. You know, I have a link for a skill tree calculator in English, and I will post it below in the video descriptions. So you can actually look it up for yourself, and then it will be pretty self-explanatory. If you read through the stuff, you know, the first thing is Hunter, Ranger, and Dawn. If you read through the stuff, you will also learn about some basic gameplay of the game. If you read, for example, about defending, about the dodging and stuff like this, just, you know, explore it yourself, and then it will be pretty self-explanatory. You can basically learn new skills, upgrade your skills, get more HP and stuff like this, you know. The second one was actually also dexterity, what I described before, which is like, you know, already told you, if you have a like attacking value from 100 to 150 with more dexterity, you're more likely to hit to the higher end of 150. Okay, so that's really important. Your skill tree, with each level that you level up, you will get 1 point that you can spend here. Your max level is 75. Okay. This guy, really important, just remember it and look up the skill calculator in English. Really important. Okay, now the next thing. You will, at a certain point in the game, you will see people here and you can talk to them. And some of them will give you actually a quest like a order it is called here. Like I already have a lot of orders from him. You can see 15 out of 20. You can choose those, you know, I already have chosen those. Let's just do it. So I disabandoned the quest, so now you click the quest, you know, and just press the first option, which is yes, the second one is no. Then you choose the quest, he will just explain something a little bit. And maybe this one already helps to figure out what he wants you to do. Like it says here, go to this person, which is here. Maybe we can already figure out the quest. I think it was her. And it leads to more quests, basically. Okay, anyway. I don't understand all of the quests, but let's go to the next step. How do you actually play the game now, you know? There's like this woman here that gives you quests. This woman also gives you like orders, which are sub-quests, where you can earn XP. You just choose them, like I said before. Then you go to this woman here, and then you can choose quests. These are really good ones if you start the game. They're pretty self-explanatory. Just do this one first. They are VR quests I already completed too. In just a little small room where they will, you know, tell you about the guidelines. So do these quests first, they're really important and pretty self-explanatory. They're not too hard, and there will be a little video, you know, so you actually know what you need to do. Now if you want to really play the game, choose the first one, press O again, and then I have now 4 options. I'm not sure how you can proceed with the campaign, but I'm also a little puzzled right now, but I just tell you what I found out, you know. So if you see a little blue thing, that means an order, you can complete the order here. That means one of the quests of the character on the ships can be completed if you do this quest and then do something on this quest. So I'm not sure what it means. Like it could mean like kill an enemy, collect an item, or, you know, it could be anything. So just try to do these quests that have like these blue icons, and then if you completed the quest, go back and talk to this person. Eventually you will fulfill the quest, the order, and get a huge XP bonus, okay? And maybe a reward. So if you want to do a quest, just click this one, you know, like let's try to do this one. Okay, this one is, the second options are here: easy, normal, medium, difficult, you know, the difficulty of the game, like in Phantasy Star Online. So I can only choose easy now. And the next screen, really important, is basically like the party name from Phantasy Star Online. So the first thing will be the party name. You can write noobs only, whatever, party comment. I told you, really noobs only, just make a comment. This is play style, I'm not sure what it means, cannot tell you right now. The next thing is the password. This one means password, you can set a password so that only friends that you like can come in. Then this one is also really important. This is level. You can set a level cap for your team, so if you start the game you maybe don't want like level 75 characters to come in and just, you know, kill everything. So just maybe set it from 1 to level 5, you know, so only low level characters can enter your game, okay? And this next thing is friends only, and this one would be team members only, this option. So friends only, team members only, okay? And then you press OK, and the quest will be loaded. Now, the next thing that you do is go into this thing here, and this one will lead you to the quest ship. Okay, here at the quest ship you have several machines here. I'm not sure about all of them, but I will give you just a little short overview about the important ones. I just need to figure out where the correct image was, because I also need to look at the image of of someone who played the game in the with the English patch, so I can figure out what it actually means, you know. Okay. So going to the right machine here, it's the storage. So the first thing means deposit item. You can deposit items. The second thing means withdraw items. You can take items that are in your deposit. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Then the third option is collection storage. I'm not sure. Maybe it is... I have no clue, to be honest. The fourth option is deposit meseta. Kind of self-explanatory, you know. Let's just deposit like 6,000 here. This would be yes, no. Just a different, not really yes or no, it would be a different meaning, like deposit and don't deposit, I guess. And you see, you have a deposit of 11,000 now on this machine, and only 2,000 in the inventory. So I guess if you would die, you would not lose your complete money. If you would die 2 times, you know, you will lose the money. I think the first time you will be able to pick up the stuff, and then if you die again, the money will be gone. So you can just be sure and deposit your mesetas here. Now the last, or the option before the last option is withdraw your money, so you could take all the money again. Makes sense. And the last option is exit. So this is your storage, and the left thing here is the shop. Okay. So if you click on this, let me just have a look here. The first option is buy items, pretty self-explanatory. So these are definitely not all shops and not all options. There's so much stuff you can actually do in Phantasy Star Online too, like going to the casino, going to a lottery, going to a restaurant, and all of these stuff are have gameplay-related mechanisms in those shops and boutiques, you know. So I really don't know everything about this, so I'm just going for the stuff that I already know and just going to explain to you. Now anyway, so the first thing is Monomate, like I already explained. It's a small HP recovery item. Second one is Demate, more HP recovery. Third one is Trimate, highest low level tier HP recovery item. I think the fourth one should be a antidote if you get poisoned, and yes, robots can now get poisoned. I experienced that myself. I was kind of really surprised, because in the previous PSO games you could not get poisoned as a robot, but this one can, but in this one you can also get poisoned. Don't know about these items here, to be honest. One of these might be a moon atomizer, where you can revive friends that died. Now this one is a slight attack buff, and this one is a slight defense buff. I don't know about these items. Anyway, if you want to purchase one, you know, let's purchase like as much. You can only purchase one monomate, you know, then go down here and then press yes, buy. And then you will pay 50 meseta for the one monomate. Yes, here, yes and no here again. Yes, press O, and then you have bought one monomate. Okay. Second thing is sell items. You can basically sell just stuff that you don't need. Like, let's look through the inventory. Like, let's say, I don't really need force weapons, so I can sell them here, you know. But I will not sell them. If you would want to sell them, it would be the same procedure, I think. You would need to select the amount 1 and then yes, sell them. But I might have a friend come to play this game, so he might be forced. I don't want to sell it right now. The other options I'm really not sure, but the first ones are really the most important ones. So these are actually the two item storage and the shops, really important. Then this one is something about the quest. You can accept new quests or something like this here. maybe figure it out yourself. It's a little bit confusing in Japanese, so you know, I don't know too well. Let's just jump into the action here. Okay, so you're basically on this little quest here, and you might already know, or you might know all the stuff from Phantasy Star Online. This is just like a story relevant or quest relevant guide that tells you something, and now you can actually destroy trees here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, you know, I just told you about the basic controls. I think it should be pretty self-explanatory, but I will do it once more. Okay, up and down you can choose your weapons and your action palettes. Left and right you can choose the items and then press O to use it. Or you could also press just one on the keyboard if you have one connected to use a monomate, okay? Jumping is X, and then obviously pretty self-explanatory. Square for the normal attack. Now I have to mention, if you just keep holding square, she will attack. But if you time it correctly, like, you get slighter, stronger attacks, you know. You can also attack in mid-air. Triangle is there's already an enemy here. Triangle is a slightly stronger attack that actually needs magic points, which are PP called here, maybe power points or something. I can just show you this attack. It's really strong and I'm really overpowered already. And it will cost magic points, but they refill rather quick, so you can just, you know, use them as well, don't worry about it. And R1 is blocking, that's really important. Let's just see if I can find an enemy here, so I can tell you about the... there's one. Will he attack me? If you block right before the attack, you will actually, like this one, do a special block that actually counters. But it's kind of tricky to do here, because the enemies are so bad. And if you attack after this counter, you should have a slightly more powerful attack. Okay, that's about blocking. And then on R2 you have a little dash here. And you can also move in mid-air. And you, like I said before, there's a skill tree, and you can actually upgrade the invulnerability frames of this dash here. In the skill tree, just look it up for yourself in the skill calculator. And if you time the attack properly, you can kick after the dash. Okay. So I think that's the basic fighting system. Let me just see it. Don't think I forgot anything. Yeah, let's just go on with this quest here. Just press those, maybe it's important for a quest, you know, just press them. Doesn't take long. Of course you will have like little chests here that you can actually destroy with your weapon. Pick up the items, you know. Oh, that's a mine, that's a mine. As you saw, you should escape from the mine. Oh my god, there's a lot of enemies here. They actually hit me, but I'm already that strong. They will do literally no damage to me. I think I should already proceed in the quest. Now, normal meseta is automatically picked up. This is slightly more meseta. You have to pick the items up with O. This is, I think, a technical disc where you can learn new or upgrade your techniques, like the strong attack here. This is an item. I think it's a monomate. No, maybe it was a D-mate. I'm not sure. Meseta, obviously. Okay. Let's just go on and see. It's pretty self-explanatory in those quests, you know. You just go on and then a certain time you will fight more enemies, you will fight maybe a boss, or you will capture enemies by killing them. And then the quest is done, and then you can go back actually. Now these enemies are super easy, so I really hope it gets a little harder, because right now the game is super easy and not too hard, so you should not have any trouble in the beginning of the game. Okay, we'll just rush through this quest now, because I want to show you something else, you know. It's not the only thing. Okay, now I completed the quest, I think. Yeah. Okay, it seems I just needed to kill a certain enemy, or maybe a certain amount of those enemies. Anyway, let's just go back here. Now I've completed the quests. You will get a rank depending on how good you were. I'm not sure what are the factors that determine, you know, playing good, but anyway, I always think got S rank so far. Now, when we complete the quest, we go back. And like I said, eventually I have completed an order of those guys, you know, and there's a pretty easy way how to find out. Like I said, there's much more guys that you can actually fulfill the order, and I actually fulfilled the order here for one guy. It's for her, and you will see that on the green thing here. Just talk to her, and then press this one. I fulfilled it, and I get XP, and I clear the order. Okay. There's a new one that you can actually access. Okay. You can just check out, you know, run through here, and then eventually you will see that. Okay. I also clear the order for her, so going back to her, you know, selecting the green order. Yes, you get more XP, and maybe even my items sometimes. It strangely enough says here I have a blue order. Okay. Now I can actually accept orders from her. I couldn't do this before. How it actually works. Just accept all of them. I don't think there is a cap of how many orders you can have at the same time. I know, why not just accept them all, so I can eventually fulfill them without even knowing what I'm doing. But it works. Anyway, so I just wanted to show you one more last thing, you know, that's kind of really important. If you have 20 of 20 from her already. Okay. So if you go here and select the second thing, I think it was, then you can actually, you know, you see all the parties, and you can show other players actually. Enter the party like this, and then the party holder becomes actually the leader. And eventually, if you complete the quest, he will still stay the leader. And in order to get out of his leadership, you know, so you can choose your own quests again, I think you have to press the third thing and then the third thing here. or the fourth thing. Not sure, it was like around here where you could actually leave his party again, you know. So you could accept your own quests and own missions again. Okay, that's it for now. I hope this helps, you know, like there's still a lot of stuff that's very confusing and not easy to understand. I'm not sure how much you like the game right now. I will definitely play it more, and if I get deeper into the playing system, like if I find out all those, you know, options here, I will definitely make another tutorial that just focuses on all the individual, you know, points here. So I hope this helps. Maybe later, guys. Bye bye.